And now, we come to a real highlight in our show, the MGM Theater of the Air, where our MGM producer-director, Edgar Selwyn, presents these great stars of screen and stage, Mr. Lionel Barrymore, Miss Beulah Bondi, supported by Mr. Irville Alderson. Mr. Selwyn presents an original play by Sidney Cook and Hartman Renow, entitled Deep Rooted. The time, a cheerless October day early in the present century. The place, the kitchen of Caleb Jason's old farmhouse, high on a cliff overlooking the sea, somewhere along the rugged coast of Maine. As the scene opens, we find Caleb, played by Lionel Barrymore, thrusting a handful of pamphlets into the old wood-burning cook stove.
Well, I'm packed and ready to go, Caleb.
So am I, Martha, and wishing Pete'd hurry along.
Tain't easy, though, leaving a place you've called home for 20 years. Tain't easy, even for a housekeeper.
Well, it'll seem strange-like for a while, not having Robert and you about.
Allus said I'd never live with Jenny.
I thought 'twas a husband you couldn't abide.
Well, don't like being beholden to nobody, not even my own sister. Caleb, is Peter fetching the deed of sale?
Yeah, and driving me to the station after we leave you at Jenny's.
What are you burning there? We ain't got need for a fire any longer.
Oh, just papers, Martha.
Papers?
Yeah.
Looks like timetables to me.
Maybe so, but they ain't.
Don't remember seeing them when I was picking up around.
Well, I've kept them put away mostly.
Looks like they got pictures on them.
Yeah, well, some of them have.
What of?
Oh, oranges and things.
Orange?
Yeah. Oranges growing on the trees, and figs and dates, and pictures of palm trees, and flowers, and grass growing green in the middle of winter, Martha.
Well, I never. What you been doing with such things, Caleb?
Looking at them. Ain't that what pictures is for? Looking at?
So that's where you got this notion to sell out lock, stock, and barrel and go to California, huh? From looking at pictures.
Maybe. But I've been reading, too, about how pretty 'tis out there, and listen to them that's been there. 30 years I've been doing it, listening and reading and wanting.
And you never said nothing, Caleb. Never let no one know. Never let on to no one.
Let on? What good that got me? Letting on wouldn't have set me free from what I had to do. Would it take Brother Robert off in the bed where he lay crippled all these years?
30 years is a long time to be wanting something.
Yeah, it is. A mortal long time.
There is them as would have found a way to have him took care of and done what they was a-wanting.
Yeah. And there's them that steals and them that kills, too, Martha, but I ain't one of them. 'Twas fitting I should stay here and see him cared for.
And you done that, Caleb. I couldn't have been your housekeeper all this time without knowing how fine you done your duty to him.
Well, he was my brother. Blood ties ain't easy broke, for such as me. Death breaks him, nothing else. Lying yonder in his bed, he held me here as long as breath was in him. Held me to this place I've hated. Well, the last tie's broke. My waiting's done. What time's left's my own, for using as I like.
There's other ties than kinship holds men, Caleb. And other kinships strong and deep as that of blood.
Well, maybe, for some.
For some, it's as small a thing as seeing smoke come curling from the chimney of the house they was born in. Or the hearing of a nor'easter when it whistles through the branches of the tree they used to climb as young'uns. Or just the smell of dirt new turned for seeding. Them things tie men, Caleb, and hold 'em fast.
Oh, smoke's the same from any chimney, Martha. Wind whistles through trees the whole world over. And dirt, well, dirt's only the place you happen to be digging in. Such things only ties fools.
Fools? Oh, fiddlesticks. Else all your people for some time back have been fools. And they weren't. They stayed here hard as it was for 'em to eke out a living. 'Cause here was things they'd growed up with. And growing up with, they'd learned to love. Your great-grandfather set the seed down deep and lasting when he built that cabin over yonder. The roots went deeper when your own grandfather built this house where you was born and where your father was born afore you. Hard? Certain. But they bore its hardness. And their blood's in you, Caleb Jason.
What do you suppose holds Peter? He was going to stop by Judge Brown's for the deed and come directly here. Don't appear to be coming down the road yet. As far as I can see from this window, at least.
Terrible impatient you are, strikes me. A few more minutes after 30 years of waiting shouldn't vex you.
Well, trains don't wait for nobody. What ails them cows today? It ain't milking time yet you'd think they knowed I was going.
They'll be a-wondering tonight when they hear a strange step coming to feed 'em.
Yeah?
Suppose Fawn and Brownie will hold back their milk a spell under Peter's hand.
Cows is funny that way.
Yeah, like to know who's taken what they have to give.
Yeah, it seems almost personal with them sometimes.
Especially when they was raised by one man like Brownie and Fawn was by you.
Oh, they'll get to know Peter for long, I reckon.
Certain they will. They'll forget you for long.
The pesky fog's starting to roll in. Look, Martha, northward you can hardly make out the point. Fog. Oh, how I hate the stuff. It sweeps through a body's clothes clean to his innards and turns them clammy.
Yeah, coming in fast.
There she starts. That blasted foghorn. Couldn't let me get away without you sung me one more dismal song, could you? Well, bellow away then, you hoarse old devil.
Shaking your fist at it won't stop it, Caleb.
Ain't seen the Boston boat yet. Must be she's late fighting the wind, unless the old clock's fast.
Can't. Caleb, was you figuring to take the old clock?
Figuring to take nothing.
Robert used to say 'twould never tell the time for none but a Jason.
Ah, sick men gets notions lying long abed.
Said it'd stop when there wasn't no Jason hand to wind it. Look, Caleb, the fog's over the cliff. Night a-hiding the two old pines. Great-grandfather's lingering children, your brother used to call them. 'Cause 'twas your great-granddaddy planted them when he first come here.
Oh, yeah. I heard that tale plenty.
Strong things they be. Deep-rooted. Even the sea winds blowing has done nothing more than lean 'em a trifle year by year.
Oh, there ain't nothing can stand straight against that wind blowing year in, year out.
Robert always said they'd stand against it just so long as they was Jasons living here.
Ah, they won't fall till the time comes for 'em to fall, Jason or no Jason.
Maybe so. But sick men like your brother was see more natural of what's to come. Frogs hit 'em now. You've seen 'em for the last time, Caleb. The two old pines.
Oh, I know what you're doing, Martha. Aiming to make me homesick before I get started. It ain't no use. I've got to go.